customer deserves brilliant service, which is just one reason we're rated excellent on Trustpilot. And we all trust pilots, with their smooth, captainy voices that make you feel like you'd let them land anywhere they like. Sorry, where was I? Right, AJ Bell, rated excellent by sexy pilots. I mean Trustpilot. I'm a flight risk. AJ Bell, feel good investing. The value of your investments can go up or down.
Right now at TradePoint, get 3 for 2 on Dulux and Valspar interior paint, including trade and white paint. Plus, if you've loyalty discount, you'll get this on top, so you can save big on your next paint job. Find us at B&Q or shop online via the TradePoint website or app. Ends 26th of January. Exclusions and terms and conditions apply. See tradepoint.co.uk.
What makes a good bet? At Virgin Bet, we think it's a simple bet, a responsible bet, a last-minute winner when you're down to 10 men kind of bet, with generous offers, a bet that puts sport first. Sound like your kind of bet? Then you're ready to get started. Sign up and new members get £30 in free sports bets when you bet £10. Virgin Bet, a good bet. £10 sports bet settled in first 14 days. 1.5 minimum odds. Free bets valid 7 days. T's and C's and deposit exclusions apply. Bet responsibly. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Get sorted with full fiber deals from EE with the UK's best broadband technology.
Really?
Oh yeah, with non-stop browsing, gaming, and working made better with full fiber 150 and our most powerful Wi-Fi 7 technology is standard.
But I'm on another contract.
You're covered. We're the only major provider who'll give you up to £300 to switch.
That's a good start to the year.
Offer ends 29th of January.
Up to £300 credited to your EE account. Verify at ee.co.uk/claims. New customer 62% UK availability. Terms apply.
Say yes to summer with the biggest ever TUI sale with a My TUI account. Say yes to flexible payment options. Say yes to free kids places, even in the school summer holidays. With so many holiday options to choose from, you pick it, we sort it. Holiday countdown started. TUI, ATOL and ABTA protected. Booking T's and C's apply. Selected departures. Minimum spend applies. Subject to availability. See website for details.
Buzzing for the game this week. I want to hear what my mates are saying. I want to tell them they're delusional. I want to tell them who'll score first. I want to call the half-time score and the full-time score. And when our kid pipes up and says, "Want to bet?" I'll stop. Think about it. Check my limits. Check how much I've played. And maybe I'll think, nah, not today, mate. Sometimes the best bet is the one you don't make. Gamble responsibly. Betfred. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Champions League live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Established and excellent evening star of football.
Kick-off live on TalkSport.
Good interplay again inside the penalty area. And it's two. Salah tiptoes his way through. That is what Mo Salah is all about.
It'll be a welcome return because they need more cutting edge at the top of the pitch.
Right foot shot. You bet he sealed it. Mo Salah does what he does best.
Is he fit enough? Is he fresh in his mind as well to do all he can for Liverpool?
I'm really happy and pleased that he's back because in his absence, I think we've done quite okay in terms of hardly conceding any chance. The amount of chances, the amount of ball possession against Burnley with Mo on the pitch would usually mean that we would have scored more.
This game brought to you in partnership with TNT Sports, home of European football. Marseille against Liverpool here on TalkSport. Return of the Mo. Not quite sure that scans well enough for Mark Morrison. I'm not sure he would have gone with that as a chorus. And now, not really the time to tell you the story about how I was forearm smashed by one of Mark Morrison's bodyguards in the middle of London once, but that was when I was a young news reporter. Mo Salah is the story. He is back for Liverpool tonight. 4 goals at AFCON, but Egypt unable to claim the trophy. And I do wonder, Stuart Pearce, yes, the 4 goals are a big positive, but the fact that he couldn't lift the trophy, couldn't get to the final, how much of a downer will that be for Mo Salah?
I think I look at it the other way and say getting away from Liverpool at the time that he did, where there was a lot of negative sort of news reports and whatever about relationships with the manager, I think it would have freshened him up in some ways, and it might have been just what Mo needed and probably what Liverpool needed as well.
Yeah, and he takes his place out wide. Wirtz has gone into Gakpo's position. Some Liverpool fans, Stuart, believe that Gakpo doesn't pass to Kerkez, and that's part of the problem for Kerkez and why he hasn't established himself and done at Liverpool what he used to do at Bournemouth. So Gakpo being benched and Wirtz out there, could that help Kerkez tonight?
To be fair, when I look at Wirtz, was one of the ones who was slowing things down. We talked an hour or so ago about Liverpool and what will Salah give them, that more dynamic attack. I think Wirtz was one of the ones, if you like, slowing play down, and to have him in one of those wide areas, not an out-and-out sort of winger, someone who can be dealt with reasonably comfortably by a fullback, I'm not sure it will help Liverpool.
Yeah, it is an interesting one. You talk about slowing down, but he's bought Wirtz for a reason, paid that much money, or Liverpool have bought him for a reason. Is Arne Slot's way to slow it down, to have that, not pedestrian, but just that slower, less rocket-fueled, propelled football that Jurgen Klopp had?
Well, the answer is he's certainly got a lot of talent. Where my question lies is playing on one of those flanks. I think they're better suited having players on the flank, as in Salah one side and whoever it may be on the other flank, that can actually go past somebody with a little bit of pace. And I'm not sure that is the ideal position for Wirtz.
Well, let's talk about Salah. I know Jim Proudfoot has been studying Mo Salah ahead of his return. His numbers this season nowhere near as good as they were last season, Jim.
No, they're not. He's fallen off quite dramatically. What's been interesting, Aid, is that there's been this run of 12 games that Salah hasn't started. 11 of them against top-flight opposition. One of those, the Brighton match at home, he came on after 25 minutes, so I've discounted that. So that leaves 10 games to look at since he last started. I've compared that with the last 10 games that he has started. And I'd say the run of 10 games he didn't play was slightly, but not significantly easier. So you would expect those figures to show a marginal improvement in his absence. But the comparison's really interesting. First of all, the record's markedly better in the 10 he didn't play.
Arcos and Kairat in this Champions League edition, shocking the former 1-0 in November and holding the latter 3 to draws in the league phase. As a result, Albert Salade's side are not out of playoff contention by any stretch. Again, coming into this match week, they sat 26th in the rankings and only 1 point below Copenhagen, who were guarding the 24th and final knockout place. Consistency remains hard to come by for the away side, though, as they have suffered a surprise 2-0 defeat to Olympiacos in top-flight action at Olympiacos Nicosia in top-flight action at the weekend, leaving them 5 points behind Cypriot First Division's leaders Ammonia Nicosia with a game in hand. Pafos' loss on the road last time out was in keeping with their continental way struggles, as they are yet to score a Champions League goal on their travels and are firm underdogs for their first ever meeting with an English club. Let's talk you through the lineups then. So Chelsea, they have Jorgensen in for Sanchez and goal, and coming in the back is Gusto Fofana, Badiashile, Hato for Chalobah, Tosin Adebayo and Cucurella. And up front, the lap starts, and Palmer and João Pedro drop out of the side. So lineup of fours: Philip Jorgensen in goal, backline of Malo Gusto, Wesley Fofana, Benoit Badiashile and Yoel Hato, Reece James and Moises Caicedo are the midfield pivot. In attack is Pedro Neto, Enzo Fernandez and Alejandro Garnacho, with Liam Delap leading the line. As for Pafos, they like this: Jay Gorta in goal, back three of Ken Sema, Derek Lucassen and Kostas Pilias. Bruno on the right and Jaja on the left are the wing backs. So they're Ivan Sunic and Pepe as midfield pairing. Vlad Dragomir and Mislav Orsic are supporting Anderson up front. As for the benches, Chelsea's is Robert Sanchez, Mark Cucurella, Jamie Gittins and Andre Santos, João Pedro, Trevor Chalobah, Tariq George, Josh Achimpong, Mark Gu, Esteval, Reggie Walsh and Landon Emanalo. As for Pafos, it is former Chelsea cult hero David Luiz, David Goldart, Domingos Quina, Mons Basumina, Nani Demata, Bruno Langa, Georges Michael, Petros Petru, Caldiraro, and Neophytos Mikel. So Chelsea again be looking to adapt to life under Liam Rossignol a bit further now, and again it's been a crazy start for him, as I mentioned beforehand, that the games that Chelsea have, they've been in all different competitions to kick off the Liam Rossignol reign. So I'm intrigued to see how he'll find managing his first Champions League game. Again, what an occasion this will be for Liam Rossignol this evening. As for Chelsea, they'll be looking for a straightforward win over Pafos, as we are about to get underway at Stamford Bridge very, very shortly. And again, emotional return for David Luiz here. Again, he has so many good memories with Chelsea. Again, someone who's very much well loved by the Chelsea faithful. So we are about to get underway here at Stamford Bridge with Chelsea shooting from left to right. Again, they'll be looking to get off to a very quick start and assert their dominance extremely quickly on the Cypriot visitors. Will be looking to cause a real shock in their first meeting with English clubs. So we're underway here at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea against Pafos. And Philip Jorgensen just walking the ball forwards now. And Chelsea will go for a long ball down the right-hand side, searching for Delap. Pafos clear out the back through Pilias, headed forwards from Fofana. Headed now from Pepe from midfield. And now Pafos building on the right-hand side, now go backwards through Pepe. It is Bruno in possession now. On the ball is Lucassen. Square from the goalkeeper, Gorta. And now Ken Sema plays a 1-2. Bruno. Sema now spins. Sema back to his goalkeeper, Gorta. Again, Pafos is playing across the back here. And now Pilias on the ball. Costas. Pilias now. Chelsea trying to press high. Pilias lifts it. Header goes square for Malagusto. Now lifted up in the air on Ivan Sunjic. Header now from Caicedo. Ball bouncing down the left-hand side. Now it's back with Jay Gorta. Pafos goalkeeper goes long towards the centre circle. Easy control for Wesley Fofana. Here's Reece James on the halfway line. Now Badiashile square for Fofana. Fofana rolls it. Now it's with Pedro Neto. Neto looks to quickly shift inside, just in front of halfway. Back for Fofana. Fofana squares it. Badiashile leaves it. Hato. Now Badiashile. Here's James in the centre circle. James on the ball again. James now goes square. Just in front of halfway is Fofana. Fofana gets his pass down the right for Gusto. Back for James. Level the centre circle. Caicedo for James. And now Chelsea just behind halfway with Hato. Here is Garnacho. About 10 yards in the Pafos half. Has to go back for Hato. And now Badiashile on the ball. Reece James. Just in front of halfway in the centre circle. Plants out for Malagusto. Chelsea now controlling possession. 2 minutes on the clock at Stamford Bridge. It's back now with Wesley Fofana. Fofana goes square for Badiashile. Again, calmly rolled across the halfway line for Fofana. Fofana knocks it back into Badiashile. Chelsea still in the centre circle with Caicedo. Badiashile again. Caicedo now goes to the square pass for Joel Hato. Again, Caicedo now lifts it on the left-hand side. Garnacho running in behind. Bruno makes the interception, and then Gorta clears his lines. And the goalkeeper goes long towards halfway. Badiashile, nice little touch to Caicedo. Now on the stretch for James. Squares it from the centre circle. Now Chelsea looking to push Pafos back. Neto skips inside. Still Pedro Neto. And now here's Reece James. James goes for Badiashile. Now it's worked into the feet of Garnacho. Garnacho just behind him. Joel Hato. Square for Caicedo. Caicedo back for Hato. Here's Badiashile, 3 minutes on the clock, Chelsea on the ball. Badiashile lifts it towards the box, towards Neto. That's well headed away from Lucassen. And now given away from Pafos. And now Garnacho looks to get down left. And was he clattered into? Certainly was. The referee's given a free kick. Again, it was Derek Lucassen came steaming across. There's a poor knockback from the right wing back Bruno. And that got Chelsea right back on the front foot. And the central Sent back of the 3 for Pafos. Lucassen came steaming across and flattered into Garnacho, and it will be a free kick for Chelsea out on the left-hand side. So can the Blues take an early lead and get their first Champions League goal under Lima Senior? Let's find out. Free kick to be taken on the left-hand side, right by the touchline level with the penalty area. So will it be Reece James to deliver? That is the question. So James, I think, is eyeing up this free kick. James delivers towards near post, cleared away. Now Garnacho leaves it in the centre for Gusto's 35 yards and goal. Oh, it's really poor from Pedro Neto. It was a simple square pass from Gusto, and it just ran under the right foot of Pedro Neto. And it will be a throw for Pafos, and it was a real simple pass for Neto to control. Made a mess of that. Now it's back with Lucassen. Lucassen square for Pilias. And now Sema goes short. Is Pilias again. And now Sema. Sema goes in field. Nice control from Sunjic. Now it's back here with Sunjic again. Sunjic moves it into the feet of Lucassen, and now Lucassen goes long over the top. Nice control on the attacking third there from Bruno, but Chelsea managed to head away. Then coming onto the ball is James, heads it back in his own box to Fofana. Jorgensen under a bit of pressure, but Chelsea playing their way out of trouble. Badiashile goes square, goes under the right foot of Wesley Fofana, and it will be a throw on the left-hand side for Pafos. So good pressure there by Pafos, and now Sema takes the throw in the attacking third, but now Pafos have it back by the centre circle with Sunjic. Here is Kostas Pilias, and here's Sunjic. Now square for Lucassen. Lucassen finds Bruno just behind halfway. Infield now for Dragomir. Vlad Dragomir picks up Pepe. The two midfielders combine in the middle of the Pafos half. Now back for Sunjic. Being playing across the back three at the moment by Pafos. Pilias to Sema. Sema first time, can't pick out a teammate though. And here's Reece James just in front of halfway. Just lays it back to Badiashile. Now Chelsea can build from the defence. Reece James on the ball again by the centre circle. Here's James. James to Caicedo. Now Chelsea just in front of halfway on the ball with Fernandes. Enzo Fernandes, square foot, Reece James. Pass intercepted, was a foul though. And it was certainly a late one that came from Jaja. So it was a short pass and Jaja just stepped in and just caught the back of Malo Gusto's ankle. We'll look at it again. Actually, it was Jaja. It was a painful one, I'll say, for Malo Gusto. And Jaja, I can understand why he went for the ball. Certainly thought he could win it, but in the end, Jaja just beaten to it, and it's a free kick for Chelsea. Taken short now, Caicedo in the centre circle, just approaching the 7th minute here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Pafos 0. No real significant chances created in these early stages. It's in the centre circle with Reece James. James now clips it out towards the left-hand side. Too high for Garnacho there. Really poor pass from Reece James, but it's unlike him. Usually a very tidy player. It's Reece James, and again that was a really poor pass from James. Now Pafos take the throw backwards. That's with the goalkeeper Gorta from Lucassen's pass. Goes square for Pilias. Now Pilias, Chelsea pressing well, but it's Ken Sema now trying to drive Pafos forward. Sema in field and tries to combine Dragomir. Pass intercepted from Gusto. Neto and Delap combine. Neto heading towards the box. Neto onto his left foot. Shot blocked though just from Sunjic. And now Hato gets the way. And here comes Pafos down the right hand side with Bruno. But Hato covers really well. Gets back, makes the tackle. Will be a Pafos throw. That was a really good tracking back there from Hato. Throw taken quickly. Intercepted by Hato. Now here's Bruno on the right hand side. Garnacho puts the challenge in. Bruno still trying to hang on to the ball. Bruno still has it. Somehow Bruno still comes away with it. Now goes behind it for Orsic. And now Caicedo makes the challenge, but ball rolls loose to Lucassen. Now first time it's the feet of Pepe out on the right hand side. Back for Lucassen. And now Pafos moving it across the back three. Here is Ken Sema on the ball. Newcastle taking an early lead against PSV Eindhoven by away. referee's just blown the whistle here. An issue for Pafos player at the moment. I think it is Bruno who's down, and just feeling his right leg at the moment, Bruno. So yeah, a bit of a concern here for the Pafos man, and hoping that'll be all right. And he's been quite a live wire with Pafos down the right hand side so far, Bruno, and just been helped to his feet now by the medical team, and just looking fine enough, I think, to carry on. Bruno. So Newcastle with the first goal of the Champions League games currently going on, and earlier on it was Galatasaray 1, Atletico Madrid 1, and Carabao defeated Frankfurt by 3-2. And now Pafos moving it across the back line. That's a long ball up towards the runner, Jar Jar. Just a bit too far ahead of Jar Jar in the end, but I think Bruno should be fine to carry on. And now Chelsea have it here with Hato. And Hato squares it to James in the centre circle. James now out to the right hand side to Neto. Neto goes back for Fofana. And now Fofana level with the centre circle. Fofana still on the ball, plants it forwards for Neto. Neto now looking to maraud down the right hand side. Neto skips inside of Sema. Neto edge of the box. Neto, oh, just left foot curls and over the bar. Terrific footwork there from Pedro Neto. Just didn't have that finishing touch to go along with it. Really tricky feet there for Neto, but just couldn't keep it down. He's been Chelsea's most dangerous player so far. Pedro Neto had one shot blocked and that one curled over. Again, Pafos, they know they're going to have to soak up a lot of Chelsea pressure this evening, as goal kick is started off by Pilias. Now play back to Pilias by Gorta. Long ball for Pilias towards Jar Jar on the left, and it couldn't find the run of Jar Jar in the end. Again, him and Mislav Orsic have the task of supporting Anderson up front. So throw now taken back to Philip Jorgensen, and it is Fofana on the ball. Square for James. And now Caicedo has it. Left edge of the centre circle. It's on halfway with Fernandez. Now back for Caicedo. Badiashile is rolling the ball under his left boot in the centre circle. His pass just about finds Fofana in front of halfway. Back heel from Neto to return it to Fofana. James by the centre circle, plays it through it for Hato. Lays it out for Garnacho. Chelsea just under 10 yards in the Pafos half. Garnacho steps inside with 2 men around him. Now back in the centre circle for Badiashile. Here's James. Chelsea just under 40 yards and goal. James in the middle to his right to Fofana. James now back to Badiashile on the halfway line. Again, just in front of him to return it to James. Once more Badiashile in possession. Again, Reece James. Now Badiashile, they're having their own little game at the moment. And now Joel Hato, left footed, gives it to Garnacho. Garnacho on the stretch, back for Enzo Fernandez. Nice turn, under a bit of pressure from Dragomir, trying to press the midfield. Now James plays it through the middle. Delap dropping very deep to return it to James, about 35 yards from goal. Rolls it to the right. Pedro Neto, again, Gusto making movement inside. Gusto used to return it back to Neto. Now Chelsea again going backwards here. Fofana just in front of halfway. Pedro Neto, Chelsea enjoying possession, but Pafos won't mind. Everyone behind the ball at the moment. Chelsea needs to try and play through them. It is Badiashile. Now square for Hato. Finds Garnacho. Chelsea just on the midway in the Pafos half. Garnacho to Fernandez. Rolls it down the left-hand side, and he was hoping Garnacho would carry on his run, but he didn't. And now Lucasen on the pressure from Fernandez, and it will be a throw for Pafos. Good pressing though from Enzo Fernandez. And Lucasen managed to win the throw for his side. Again, Chelsea going to have to be patient at times this evening. Neto with the shot over the bar. It's about as good as it's got so far. Pafos haven't tested Jorgensen so far, but they've been disciplined the away side as Sunic lifts it up towards the halfway line. Now flick from Badiashile and pass back Carney from Fofana to Philip Jorgensen. Now here is Fofana. James on the half turn. Square for Caicedo. Caicedo inside the centre circle, just behind halfway. Rolled it to his right to James. James now floats it towards the right-hand side. Gusto keeps it in play. He's level with the penalty area. A little step over and Gusto doesn't have a forward option on, so just goes a few yards behind him for Neto. Sweeps it inside to James. Chelsea now in defence of Badiashile, just in front of the centre circle. Hato to Badiashile. Badiashile now left-footed. And Chelsea with Enzo Fernandez on the inside left channel. Uses Hato trying to support the attack. And goes 2 yards to Garnacho. Now just behind him for Fernandez. Reece James has it, 30 yards and goal. Lifts it just off the ground, now bounces to Gusto. Controls with his right knee. Gusto now looking to take it down the line and checks back. His pass intercepted from Jar Jar. And now Jar Jar looking to take Pafos down the pitch. Good tackle there from Gusto. Did it come off Jar Jar or Gusto last? The decision's gone in Chelsea's favour. They take the quick throw. Now Caicedo exits the centre circle. Rolls it out to Garnacho. Garnacho now 2 men around him. Back into the feet of Hato. Hato left-footed. Finds James. Chelsea in the middle. 30 yards and goal. Square for Fofana. Chelsea approaching a penalty area. Now Fofana square for Neto. Back inside for James. Chelsea 24 yards to goal. The number 24 puts the ball towards the back post. And James couldn't quite find Enzo Fernandez. You know, it's a nice looking delivery when it left the right boot of Reece James. When it dipped towards Enzo Fernandez, it just didn't quite dip down for him in the end, but really good idea from Reece James. Again, they're playing against an extremely low block of Chelsea. Just couldn't quite find Enzo Fernandez in the end. Just over a quarter now gone at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Pafos 0. Gorta long towards the right hand side. Bruno chests it down. It's gone backwards down to Garnacho. Heavy ball down the left. Fernandez will collect it. Fernandez skips inside, heading towards the box. Enter Fernandez now. Turns in a penalty area. Fernandez needs help. Has that with James just beyond the D. James takes on the shot. Just wide. Chelsea's best effort of this first quarter hour. That was a really sweet hit there from Reece James. Wonderful footwork from Enzo Fernandez. Turned left side the penalty area, set up for James just beyond the D. He wrapped this right foot around the ball. Jay Gorta was full stretch. I tell you what, that was on target. That's 1-0 Chelsea for sure. Here's Jar Jar, picks up midway inside his half, just clipped from Caicedo. Quick free kick from Pafos, taken from Pepe. And now Pafos looking to spring an attack here. Bruno racing down the right hand side. Garnacho keeping pace. Bruno, well, he rolls the ball very slowly in the box. Badiashile steps to it, combines to Caicedo. James on the turn. James turns in between 3 Pafos players. Now squares it for Enzo Fernandez. Dinks a pass to Gusto on the inside right in the Chelsea calf. Gusto, slow pass forwards for Neto. Square for Caicedo. Now Chelsea just building slowly. Caicedo, daisy cut the pass out for Garnacho. Really nice spread of the play. Garnacho eased away from Bruno. Garnacho into the box. Garnacho, ball the outside of his right boot. No one was there to gamble. Gusto keeps in play. Chelsea now really piling on the pressure. Neto, edge of the box, lifts it towards the back post. Headed down, and Chelsea lead. Enzo Fernandez. It's been ruled out. Fernandez in disbelief. Here's the straw to out that one. I think the referee insinuating there was a push. Will this go to VAR? Liam Rossini wants answers from the fourth official. Well, Chelsea putting the ball in the back of net was coming, but I don't think it will count. Neto scooped it in, and was it Delap with a slight nudge at him? Yeah, let's have a look. Neto lifts it in. For me, if that's a foul going against Delap, I can't quite believe it. Because Enzo Fernandez made no foul at all. Delap was going up. The defender behind him went down in Lucassen. So the goal's definitely been ruled out though. So it's goalless here at Stamford Bridge. It's long towards Jar Jar on halfway. So it instantly restarted, and Chelsea have to look to find the back of the net again to get the goal scoring properly underway. Square from Caicedo, nicely fizzed to Fofana. And now Fofana moves it to James. It is Gusto. A nice take on the turn there by Caicedo. Chelsea move it just over halfway. Caicedo to Fernandez. And now it's with Reece James in the centre. We'll see that one from Badiashile. James out to the right. Chelsea piling on the pressure, looking for that opener. Neto cutting in. Neto, 23 yards and goal. Just lays it off to James now. Short for Gusto. Gusto just on the inside right. Again returns it to Reece James. And Chelsea in the attacking third. It's gone now back in the middle of the Pafos after Badiashile. Fofana rolls it out to Neto. It's been Chelsea looking to use that right wing once more. Neto and Phil for James. And now Chelsea right in the centre, Badiashile. Square for Fofana, but just over 25 yards from the target. Neto now level the penalty area. Up against Ken Sema and Piliasen. It's a tackle there from Ken Sema. So it's a Chelsea throw. Good tackle from Sema, preventing Neto from getting beyond him. Gusto's throw to Fofana. Getting inside for James, facing away from goal. 35 yards from the target. And now Joel Hato. Hato taps a left-footed pass for Enzo Fernandez. Now square for Garnacho. Garnacho gets beyond Jar Jar. Garnacho plays it inside, well read though. And now Jar Jar has it, and it is a throw for Pafos. Hit off Hato. No, when Jar Jar played it, it was already out of play. So it's a throw for Chelsea and goes back for Fernandez. Now in the centre circle, Reece James just approaching the 20th minute. James now to the feet of Delap. Delap had the ball taken away from Lucassen. Now back from Jar Jar to Gorta. So Jar Jar now occupying the inside right position. Ball goes long and easy control of Hato. I have to say that Pafos striker Anderson's hardly touched the ball so far. A little flick forward to Fernandez. He was caught there on his right ankle by Bruno. Being pulled back for a free kick after Enzo Fernandez flick was intercepted. It was a clear foul from Bruno. But again, actually, Enzo Fernandez with a little nudge into back Lucas, and that's why the goal was ruled out. But I thought it was soft, and I definitely looking at Liam Rossini's body language, he agreed with that one. So it wasn't given against Liam Delap, the foul, it was Enzo Fernandez, but it was a very light nudge. And now James plays it short for Fofana. Now again, Fofana has it and links up with Caicedo on the inside right. 30 yards to goal. Caicedo flat cross and volleyed away from Sunjic. And now a little toe poke pass from Gusto in the centre circle. James rolls it out to the left to Garnacho. Garnacho about 5-6 yards in the Pafos half. Chelsea just in front of halfway. And now here is Gusto on the ball. Gusto plays it short. Badiashile. Badiashile wants it back of Hato. That's exactly what happens. Fofana on halfway. Again, plays it about 10 yards forward for Gusto. Chelsea midway in the Pafos half on the inside right. Neto just knocks it into the feet of Caicedo. Out for Gusto. Gusto swings in a teasing delivery towards the back post. Flicked away from Lucassen. Hato controls on his chest. Chelsea edge of the box. Now moving further from the target. Now flick forwards and Garnacho to Neto. Hato left side of the box. Hato crosses blocked. Chelsea peeling for a ball against Lucassen. But it's been cleared away by the visitors towards the centre circle. Now Chelsea on the right hand side with Gusto. Gusto links up with Neto. Gusto moving in field. Malo Gusto now goes back to Fofana. He's in the centre circle. I think Fofana wants that into feet. That didn't quite happen. It is Hato. Now Garnacho. Chelsea inside left. 35 yards and goal. Ping from Enzo Fernandez. He will find Neto. What a lovely touch. And Neto on the stretch. Neto now, edge of the area. Neto puts the cross in, easy header out of the box, and Sunjic show. Now James flicks backwards. Hooked forwards from Hato. With a little bounce here for Sunjic. Lifts it towards the centre circle. Controlled on the chest of Caicedo. Pafos now are starting to get boxed in. 22.5 minutes played. Chelsea 0, Pafos 0. Garnacho, really poor touch. Now wins it back on the edge of the box. Now Bruno has it again. Square for Pepe. Pepe challenge from Caicedo. Pepe still has it. Now here's Pilias. Pilias has to go back to Gorta. Gorta in his all-red kit. Goes long. And now header from Fofana. Light flick on for Gusto. And Neto's moving towards the ball, but it's always just getting away from him in the end, and it will be a throw for Pafos. And the handball appeal from Chelsea, I can understand why it wasn't met. It definitely came off the head of Lucassen. Now Sema's throw. Sema has it back. Now Sema, short left foot to pass. Pafos deep in the half still. Pepe to Kostas Pilias. And now Gorta. Here's Lucassen. Lucassen. Dragomir. Dragomir just in front of the Pafos box. They're in the D. It's a square left-footed pass from the D from Sunjic. Now Pafos moving the ball nicely. Dink down the left-hand side from Sema. And now Gusto lays it back, and Jorgensen takes on his chest. There's really good pressure from Anderson running onto that back pass. But good calm work from Jorgensen to take it on his chest. And now Chelsea have it just behind halfway with Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez on his left foot in the centre circle. Now, little touch on halfway from Gusto to Fofana. Neto back for Fofana. Gusto on the ball again. Chelsea just in front of the centre circle. James to Badiashile. Here is Hato. Badiashile in possession again. Now James just under 40 yards and goal. Square left footed. Fofana. Chelsea slowly building their way up the pitch here. Here's Neto. Inside to Fofana. About 24 yards and goal. Now Chelsea skipper James on the ball in the centre. Badiashile just under 30 yards on the target. Short for James. Again moved out to wide right to Neto. Neto, few steppos. Neto now into the box. Neto lifted towards the back post. Just sailed over the head of Fernandez. And Bruno's on the ball here. Bruno pass blocked from Garnacho. And it will be a Pafos throw. Yeah, Pedro Neto. Teasing delivery. Stood up towards Enzo Fernandez. Lucassen just did enough actually to see off Enzo Fernandez. Just a moment ago that back pass from Gusto to Jorgensen. Anderson almost stepped in to intercept, and he's had a tough game so far. Anderson throw from Pafos. Now Lucassen clears it long. Good strength for Badiashile against that man Anderson. And Chelsea so far 228 passes completed to Pafos 18. 93% pass accuracy compared to Pafos 82. So Neto now looking to glide forward. Sema with the right-footed challenge. Will be a throw for Chelsea to take. Just behind the attacking third. Gusto throws it to Fofana. And now James back in the centre circle with Badiashile. Hato lays it left-footed. Garnacho getting short foot. Joel Hato. Hato getting left-footed square pass to James. 35 yards and goal. Again out to Neto. Level with the area. Inside to James. In the centre with Fofana. Now dropping towards him is Caicedo. Fofana. To his right to James. Forwards on the right for Neto. Level with the penalty area. Pedro Neto now. Back inside to Reece James. Again square for Caicedo. Behind him to Fofana. Across to his centre-back partner Badiashile. Now Joao Hato inside left. Again Badiashile on the ball. Now Fofana. Inside right. 35 yards and goal. Uses Neto support. Neto now. Edge of the area. Neto onto his left foot. Clips into the box. Flicked away for a corner kick. That was a vital flick from Derek Lucassen. Had to get a touch on that one. Yeah, Neto went on his inside foot, and Lucassen had to win that flick on to Garnacho lurking behind him, ready to try and head it or maybe strike it on the volley. Reece James to take a corner kick on the left-hand side for the Blues. So James, will he go short? Does have a short option. I think that is Caicedo. Caicedo now walks away from Reece James. This one is definitely getting whipped in. So James, it will be in swing from the left-hand side. James delivers, headed away from Lucassen at the near post. Another corner kick for Pafos. But again, I have to say, Pafos holding out well so far. So Reece James once more to deliver from the far side. So he raises his right arm. So James, I think the referee just steps in, a bit of push and shoving going on the box. The referee actually knocked into Neto, just apologises to the Chelsea number 7. So now Reece James can whip in back-to-back corners. Corner comes in, punched away from the goalkeeper Gorta. And now can Pafos bring a counter-attack. Jarjar takes a heavy touch and Gusto with the sliding challenge. Now Chelsea right back on the front foot. In midfield with Caicedo. Fernandez, edge of the box. Back to Caicedo. Drags it onto his right foot. Enzo Fernandez. Edge of the area's cross comes off the back of Pilias. There's a Pafos man down in the area in Vlad Dragomir. And the referee, I think, has blown his whistle. I don't think he was down holding his head, Dragomir. I think Enzo Fernandez having a little laugh towards the referee. I wonder, he's just thinking Dragomir's making the most out of it. So it was oh yeah, he certainly was Dragomir. Enzo Fernandez, little push on the chest. You would have thought Dragomir had been elbowed in the face. So yeah, completely understand why Enzo Fernandez was having a sarcastic laugh towards the referee. So Pafos striker Anderson just in conversation with his manager Albert Salades. So free kick now taken from Pafos. Very fortunate to have a free kick in my opinion. It is Pafos now left side the fence. It's been whipped from Pepe. Across the back line from the centre midfielder. And now Lucas under pressure from Garnacho. Hits it off of Garnacho. And it has been given as a Pafos stroke. And Liam Racina just jotting down some notes currently. And I think he'll be fairly content with what he's seen. Probably want more. He always comes across the manager demands so much from his players. Liam Racina, and a young, bright, ambitious manager. 4th game in charge of Chelsea in 4 different competition. Pafos moving it across the box, and now they give the ball away. It's Neto on the right. Neto behind him to Gusto, and now Gusto, Chelsea moving backwards here. It is Tofana on the ball. Newcastle double their lead against PSV by the way, so great start for Eddie Howe signed the first half out at James's. No breakthrough here at Stamford Bridge. Atalanta have scored the only other goal in the Champions League games going on at the moment against Athletic Club. That's who Newcastle actually defeated in their last Champions League home game. James receives the ball just about. It's an attempted interception from Dragomir. James square for Neto. Now Gus on the stretch, can't return to Neto. Jar Jar, tiny feet from Jar Jar. In between a triangle Chelsea players. Now Pepe goes backwards on Pafos left. Sema links up with Pepe. Pepe, press resistant, inside to Sema. Now Dragomir and Pepe drills it out towards the right. Bruno now nods it back, headed down from the Pafos centre-back Lucassen. Now Pafos playing through midfield there really nicely. And now Orsic driving forwards. James having a little tug at his shirt. Now it's moved out to Jar Jar. Jar Jar enters the penalty area. Jar Jar, curling shot deflects. Oh, just off the post. What a chance for Pafos. And that deflection came off Reece James. Jorgensen wrong-footed. He has the post to thank there. Philip Jorgensen. Gusto wins a free kick. Jar Jar, who took the shot on, had his shirt pulled. However, Jar Jar's appealing. It came off Reece James' hand. Would he cut in on his right foot in the box? I'll tell you what, it definitely came off his arm. There's no doubt about that. I think though it may have been tucked in enough, but it definitely came off his arm. There's no doubt about that. And will VAR have a look at this one? I'm not so sure. And Pafos are dumbfounded by that, but no, it's definitely not going to be looked at by VAR. So we continue at Stamford Bridge. After me, I think James' arm was tucked in enough. So here is Reece James on the ball. That was Pafos' first real dangerous moment of the evening. Now Gusto into the feet of Delap. Gusto is surely caught late from Jar Jar. Well, there's a foul on Delap anyway from Dragomir. And it is pulled back for a free kick. I think for that first foul. Yeah, I think there was one on Delap as well, as I mentioned, from Dragomir. So frustrating open 32 minutes for Chelsea. Had their moments, but unable to break down Pafos so far. James the free kick, and then Caicedo's pass blocked from the referee. So that will be pulled back for a drop ball. And a yellow card given to Mislav Orsic. No idea why. Must have been something he said to the referee. So it was referee got in the way, and then Mislav Orsic just booted the ball away. So I have no idea why on earth did Mislav Orsic do that. I have absolutely no idea. Really pointless act there by Orsic, and the drop ball for Chelsea after the referee blocked the pass of Moises Caicedo. James now short free kick to Caicedo, and it is Chelsea in the centre circle with Badiashile. Fofana now zips it to Gusto, inside right, just over 30 yards from the target. Now James in the middle. Joe Hato inside left, about 10 yards in the Pafos half. It's given to Badiashile. Now it's Reece James. James plants it out to Malo Gusto. Neto's in field at the moment asking for it. Gusto goes backwards. Here's Fofana. Neto back for Fofana. Forwards, right-footed. It's the wide right to Gusto. Gusto swings in a low cross, invites one. Oh, it's completely miss it, the near post from Dragomir. And it's a corner kick. That was a real sliced clearance there for Dragomir. Swung his left boot at it, didn't get the contact he wanted at all. And it spun backwards, and he was thankful that one went off target and not looping over his goalkeeper. So corner on the left-hand side for Chelsea to take. Reece James to swing it in. Going to be one of his standard in-swingers from the left-hand side. James delivers, headed away from Lucassen at the near post. So it's another corner for Chelsea to take. I think Lucassen appealing he was pushed, but nothing given. So it's another corner kick for Reece James to take. So let's see if he can do better from this one. Just over 10 minutes this first half to go. Can the deadlock be broken? James lifts in, headed away at the near post from Dragomir. Headed from Hato. Delap attempt header to be blocked. Caicedo shot denied by Gorta. Hato leaves it for Garnacho. Garnacho on the byline, lifts in. Header across the face of goal, just wide for Badiashile. Some great opportunities for Chelsea there. Failed to take them. It was a poor corner from James. Headed away from Dragomir. And Hato's header fell towards the lap, flicked away from Dragomir. Caicedo's shot saved by Gorta. Then Garnacho collected the ball, lifted it in, and Badiashile's header across the face of goal just trickled wide. Some really good opportunities there for Chelsea. Thought one of them two chances would have been the moment for Chelsea to break the deadlock, but not to be. Pafos go long, headed away. Now Caicedo under pressure. Square for James again. That's Chelsea's sixth shot of the match. Pafos had one, but not on target. Chelsea only registered a shot on target themselves, though. So looking at the shots on target, you can clearly see why it's goalless at the moment. Caicedo to Gusto, collects it in the centre, just under 40 yards and goal. Fofana, short for James. James right in the middle. Now Caicedo, looking to head towards the box. Delap, edge of the area, takes on the turn. Delap, shot blocked. And it deflected off Sunjic. Corner kick on the right-hand side. Chelsea building up the pressure here. So corner kick to be taken on the left-hand side by Pedro Neto. So let's see if Chelsea can get the first goal from this corner. Neto puts in, headed away from Lucassen and cleared out the box on the turn for Njaja. And in the end, there was a sprint from Orsic to try and get to it. Couldn't get to it though, Orsic. The throw from Chelsea midway inside the Pafos half. James to take. Now is Caicedo, just in front of him on the left of Garnacho. Behind him for Fernandes. Now looks to run of Garnacho down the left, but Bruno's holding him off really well. And it will be a goal kick. So goals in Champions League this evening. Atalanta leading Athletic Club by goals. Newcastle 2 goals to good against PSV. Johan Wissa and Anthony Gordon with the goals there. And Wissa also set up Gordon's second. So great night for Wissa so far. Getting his first ever Champions League goal. And Slavia Prague 1-0 with Barcelona, who were defeated for the first time in 11 games the other day. And all the other games are goalless, including likes of Marseille, Liverpool, Juventus, Benfica. And it's a long ball towards Anderson from the goal kick. Couldn't find the striker though, out on the left. Throw quickly taken from Fofana. Here is Joel Hato. Hato over halfway, just about. Hato moving slowly. Behind him for Badiashile in the centre circle. And the Pafos half, and James plays it straight through the middle. Delap goes to the ball and controls. And now Caicedo, just a bit too far ahead of Hato. Garnacho then cuts inside. Chelsea now, edge of the box. Fernandes, tidy footwork, goes down. Just a little clip in his ankle by Lucassen. So again, the pressure Chelsea's building up. But I have to say, handling it well, Pafos. And there wasn't too much contact there from Derek Lucassen on the back of Enzo Fernandez initially. Oh, actually, though, looking at it again, yeah, from a different angle, there was a kick on the ankle of Fernandez. So, yeah, the right decision from the referee to award Chelsea free kick. The rain coming down here in West London. Chelsea 0, Pafos 0. As it stands in the table, Chelsea are 13th, so staying 13th on 11 points. Pafos 28th on 7. Again, this new Champions League format, the table can change in an instant. Chelsea with a free kick in a dangerous position. Inside left, edge of the penalty area. So, Neto and James behind it. Surely you think of Reece James to take James into the wall. In the end, he does take that free kick. It was poor from Reece James. James then looks to prod it down the left. It's blocked with the midriff of Bruno, and it'll be a Chelsea throw. Garnacho takes. His fellow countryman Fernandes now holds it up. Fernandes, 2 men around it. Fernandes then goes down. The ball's taken away from him properly. Now pressure on Dragomir by Hato. Dragomir fizz it to Bruno. Bruno just about controls by the corner flag. Now Fernandes looking to wrestle it off, and then Dragomir steps in, links up with Orsic. Lukasen into the feet of Orsic. Pafos midway inside the half. They're playing their way out of trouble. Played down the right-hand side, but no one's making that run. In the end, and now Chelsea in the centre circle with Fofana. Here's Badiashile just in front of the halfway line. Joel Hato, will he go behind him? Does go square to the centre circle to Caicedo. Caicedo, 35 yards and goal in the middle. Squared from midfield to Fofana, who's pushed up pretty high. Neto, square for Caicedo. He's in the same position. Moves further into the centre. Now Fernandes dropped. Inside left, can't link up with the lap though. Lukasen intercepts. Caicedo with a snappy challenge. And now Sunjic. Sunjic to Bruno. Now Bruno lays it off to Orsic. He's just running onto the ball and plays it back for Ivan Sunjic. Now Gorta square across his box. Now Kostas Pilias has it. Just goes in front of him to Sema. Sema lifts it. Now Caicedo forwards first time for Delap. Delap with Sunjic all over the back end. Delap holds it up. Pass it to James. Neto now in a crossing position. He cuts inside Neto. Dings it towards the back post. It was an inviting one. Garnacho couldn't get to it. The cross was too high initially for Delap in the centre. But Garnacho was making a run at the back stick. Just couldn't quite get onto that cross. His fellow winger. It was a good idea though. And Chelsea, again, I said this earlier on, they've just got to stay patient this evening. Here is Lukasen, the short goal kick. Now Sunjic. Here's Pepe. Pepe down the right. Anderson coming towards the ball, clear from Badiashile in the Pafos arm. Now Delap steps onto it on the inside left. Chelsea now approaching the penalty area. Inside it now with Fernandes. Fernandes shot block for Lukasen. Fernandes has it again. Fernandes, was he being pulled back? He's passed it to Caicedo. Caicedo shot on target, pushed away from the goalkeeper. Hato. Joel Hato now. Short for Garnacho. Chelsea, again, upping that pressure a notch. James now back for Fofana. 35 yards and goal in the centre. Goes to the right to Gusto. Infield for Caicedo. Finds runner Gusto in the box. Gusto fizzes the cross in. Garnacho back across the face of goal. No one getting onto it though. And now is Jar Jar looking to get down left-hand side. Takes it beyond Caicedo. Fofana steps in. Pafos can't get out of their own half here. Badiashile to Neto. Neto midway in the Pafos half. Dinks it to Caicedo on the right. Caicedo delivers. Headed away from Sunjic. Here's Jar Jar now. James sprinted towards him. And now Dragomir into the feet Anderson. Anderson swings towards the ball. Clear from Badiashile to the right. Now Jar Jar has it. Approaching halfway. Jar Jar's pass cut out from Caicedo. Neto now. Can he sprint down the right? Neto, good recovery challenge there from the left winger Jar Jar. Pepe picks up that loose ball. Dragomir now. Square for Jar Jar. Pafos midway in their half. And now Kostas Pilias looking to spin away from Delap. Exactly what he does. Now Gorta across to Lukasen. Lukasen to Sunjic. And now Delap pressing really well there, but still Pafos in possession. They're doing well for the back Pafos. Lifted from Pilias, Sema running onto it. Caicedo completely misses the ball, but it did take a nick off him. Caicedo lost his balance and almost fell over the advertising audience into one of the TV cameras. Caicedo fished a shot on target from the D just a minute ago. But as the cliche goes, it was a good height for the keeper. It was a pretty simple save for Gorta to make. So just under 2 minutes of normal time left this first half. Goalless here at Stamford Bridge. Job well done from Pafos so far. Headed away from Gusto from the Pafos throw. Now Jar Jar into Pilias. And now Dragomir on halfway. Dragomir, tidy feet, puts it through legs of Delap. to Pilias. Now Sunjic across to help. On the left side defence, now back in the box here with Gorta. Dropping deep to receive it is Pepe. Square for Sunjic. Again, Pepe just in front of the Pafos penalty area. Again, uses Gorta. Now Gorta drills it towards the halfway line. Now control with the hand there, Bruno. No, nothing given. I thought he controlled that with his hand. Bruno turns. Good challenge there for Garnacho. And the referee insinuated that Garnacho got the ball. I thought initially Bruno controlled his hand. Maybe it was my eyes deceiving me. There is Chelsea slowly bringing out the back with Fofana. Caicedo by the centre circle. Now plays the ball inside it to James. Now Chelsea advance over halfway with Enzo Fernandez. Plays it to Garnacho. Garnacho now facing up Bruno, trying to get around him. Bruno sticks tight to Garnacho. Bruno makes the tackle. And I think it came off Bruno last. So it will be a corner kick on the left-hand side for Chelsea. Can they find that opening goal just before the half-time whistle? That should be a goal kick. Bruno definitely hit that one off Garnacho. So Chelsea a bit fortunate. But they just got to take everything they can get against a stubborn Pafos side so far. 10 seconds of normal time remaining in this first half. Goalless here at Stamford Bridge. So Reece James takes the corner from the left. Again, lifts it towards near post. Headed out for another corner from Lucassen. No, the referee has said it came off a Chelsea man last. So Lucassen must have headed that off a Chelsea player. 2 minutes of stoppage time in this first 45. Yeah, Pafos doing more than a solid job currently. And Bruno now back on his feet, which is down for a second. So Liam Rosinha just going to try and gee his troops up at half-time. By what a game is Slavia Prague and Barcelona 2-2 there. Atlanta 1, Athletic Club 0, Newcastle 2, PSV 0 there. The gains of goals in them at the moment in the Champions League. Goal kick taken with Gorta. It's sent straight out of play for Fofana now to take the throw. Badiashile leaves it for Jorgensen. Jorgensen given to Badiashile. And now Chelsea on halfway with James. Forward to the right to Neto. Neto now knocks it for James. So we're midway into the 2 minutes of stoppage time. Badiashile left-footed. Out for Garnacho. Chelsea now ends the attacking third. Garnacho to Hato. Joel Hato back for Badiashile. Chelsea 35 yards from goal. Fofana in the middle. Now finds Gusto. Gusto has Neto been tightly marked in front of him. He's gone back to Fofana. Again, back out to Gusto. 35 seconds of stoppage time to go. Fofana now back right-footed. Chelsea just in front of the centre circle with Badiashile. Tapped about 2 yards to Fernandez. Again, Chelsea still in the middle with Reece James. Again, have a white Pafos wall to beat. Now flick from Delat to Caicedo. Chance of Hato. Good save. That was a great chance. Headed back towards the box and Caicedo bounces to Bruno. Takes on his chest. Holds off Hato. Now takes out the box. Bruno back and cleared away in the end from Pafos. Now will Chelsea have one more chance? Only 3 seconds to go this first half. James back for Fofana. Fofana to Gusto, intercepted from Jar Jar. And there goes the half-time whistle here at Stamford Bridge. And what a chance that was for Joel Hato. But Chelsea have had their efforts. They just haven't been able to break the deadlock. Pafos did it at the post. Shot from Jar Jar deflected off of Reece James onto the post. But Chelsea have had the better that half. Enzo Fernandez had a goal ruled out. Just a light push into the back of Lucassen. I have to say, to me, it didn't really look a foul by Enzo Fernandez. Thought it was a harsh one. And Chelsea certainly displaying their annoyance to the referee. But half-time at Stamford Bridge, Pafos doing a really good job here. It is goalless half-time between Chelsea and Pafos.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.